Hi everyone, I'm Matthew Harrison with the RMWB. As we wrap up 2025, I'm here to introduce a quick look back at the year and a conversation about what's ahead for our region. You'll hear Mayor Sandy Bowman and Interim Chief Administrative Officer Jody Butz talk about some of the major highlights from the past year, the momentum we're seeing in our community, and the opportunities coming in 2026. They'll touch on growth, investment, community partnerships, and our new council. You'll also hear why they're optimistic about the year ahead. With that, let's take a look at our year in review and what's next for Wood Buffalo. Welcome to both of you.
Yep,
Thanks.
Now, when administration starts working on events like Council Seniors and Elders Luncheon, Starry Night and Santa Claus Parade, and we start seeing the outdoor rinks opening, as well as the public skating going in at Lions Park, we know that Christmas is on the horizon, but also that the year end is close to us as well. We're going to be doing a little look back at 2025. Also, we'll look ahead at what 2026 may hold. And in some cases, we'll even do a bit of a review of the last 4 years. And that's actually where I'd like to start the podcast. And so with that in mind, Mayor Bowman, you've just been elected for your second term. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm wondering if you can share any kind of highlights from the first term, from the last 4 years, maybe anything from the strategic plan that you'd like to talk about.
I think we did really well. I know there's been a lot of kind of talk in the community, maybe during election time, of course, about a dysfunctional council as people are trying to get themselves elected. But I saw over the last 4 years, although there was a lot of drama behind the scenes and in council, as we had very high viewership for our last council. But I think we got a lot done. I mean, even all the priorities I kind of ran on 4.5 years ago were completed within 2.5 years. And any of the priorities that were brought forward by the community, we latched onto that and we got it done. So a lot of good work was done in the last 4 years. Another big thing that people may not even realize in this community is taxes went up across the entire country. They didn't increase here. And that's something we're super proud of. And at the same time, it kind of begs to the other communities are wondering, what are you doing here, doing right, that we have to do this and you don't? So I think that just goes to really good fiscal management as one of the top priorities we had as a council.
Absolutely. And some of the things that came through council chambers and some things that were maybe approved, I'm thinking of things like the MDP or the success of the DRIP program. There's the OHV pilot project, flood mitigation moved along. Any particular project that you thought, wow, this is really great that we've been able to move this forward over 4 years?
I think all those things, actually, Matthew, they're all huge issues and they're brought to us by the community. And we took the flood mitigation and rural water and sewer, for example, are two of the big things that are the largest projects in the history of this municipality, and they're close to being completed. And look at the waterfront development that's going on right now. It was a long road in 4 years to get to a place where they can start construction. They started last spring. So we're looking forward to that being down at the waterfront, down by the Snai, and making that a more usable place for the community, but also functioning as flood mitigation as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know one of the big roles that council plays, and certainly yourself, Mayor Bowman, is the role of advocacy. And I know you have a very good working relationship with the province. When I think of the last 4 years, I certainly think of one issue that you were able to really wrestle to the ground as EMS dispatch. Maybe you could talk a bit about that.
For sure, yeah. So EMS dispatch, when I first became, again, I ran on that. That was one of the things I said it was a hill I'll die on, is to get the EMS dispatch back, because it just made sense. I had a chance, actually, when interim CEO Jody was the fire chief, he gave me lots of information on what to deal with there. Went through 2 premiers and 4 ministers of health, explained the same thing over and over and over again, and finally at the end it clicked and they just said, yeah, let's go with it, and they gave it back to us. And the difference is immense. It's immeasurable on what we did. I mean, the lives that are saved and just the mental stress on not just our first responders, but just the residents themselves. That might be something that kind of got lost in the shuffle over the last couple of years, but that's a huge thing we got back.
Yeah, it's certainly a great success story looking back at the last council term. Now, looking more maybe at some municipal projects or even capital projects, anything in the last little while since you've been interim CEO in the last year, let's say, anything that you'd like to note?
When you really sit down and think, and it's a great exercise, and I encourage everybody out there to kind of keep things in perspective. We've got a lot to say and a lot to celebrate. We've got the Walmart Supercenter that's going up quite quickly. I hear that it's going to be actually open here in the next year, which is really good. We've got Home Depot. Those are two staple, I guess, or commercial stores that really start to make the rest of the marketplace, hey, what's going on in Fort McMurray? And a lot of credit goes to the economic development and our planning and development team for allowing and getting them the permitting process through that. These are some of the things, like we completed a master land exchange agreement, and so we've got through 536 acres back for our region, and probably towards the growth piece that I believe is going to that we're on the cusp of. We opened up the North Operations Center for our Public Works Department. Yeah. That's a huge step. They were working out of ACAO trailers, so that's a really fantastic facility. I'll say clearly that I don't think it's overdone. I think it's very functional, and I know the staff's enjoying it there. Fort McKay Community Center, that was opened up as well. We've got an agreement with the Fort McKay Métis to operate it there, so good collaboration there. We've got the Twin Arenas going up in Abrams Landing. That's coming along quite quickly. I drove by it the other day, and it's you can start to see the progress there. I got more.
Yeah, well, actually, on the capital piece, I was just thinking, like, in the last year, we opened North Operations. There was the Fort McKay Community Center. I believe there's a third one as well.
Fort McKay Fire Department. The fire hall in Fort McKay.
The fire hall as well. Yeah, that was in the 4 years as well.
Yeah.
And Northside Twin Arena is going to, like, there's a lot of capital work that's happening, right? And I think that, and when you layer in the Home Depot, we did that groundbreaking, that was back last year, Mayor Bowman, you were there, and then the Walmart groundbreaking just in the last few months. Like, there's things that are happening. Like, there's growth occurring. Yeah. Like, you must be feeling optimistic and positive about this growth and development. Oh,
it's not. And it's with the municipality for sure. And then you even look at industry. They replaced the cokers that were there in 1965. They just put 4 new cokers in Suncor, spending billions of dollars investing in this region. So I think there's lots of things happening, and we see how busy the streets are. It's a good sign.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been being here since 2001, and I believe that there is we're on the cusp of maybe another growth period. Yeah. I'm not suggesting it's going to be a boom, but we're on the up. And just a little tidbit there, if everybody remembers, we did complete our municipal census, and by the end of June. And so we have those initial numbers, and we're excited to share those very soon. And I'll just leave it at that.
Sure.
Stay tuned on that one.
Yeah, I know that has to go through a whole approval process with the province, and so we want.
Yeah. But I know our social nonprofit groups out there. I was speaking with them this week, and they're excited to see those numbers as well, and because that helps fund their grant funding and their streams from the province. So it's very important for the impact of our whole community.
Mentioning the social profits, the nonprofits, let's talk a little bit about the support and the work that's happened in the last year with community groups. I know that's been a big focus for you, Jody, as well, Mayor Bowman, so maybe you can comment a little bit about that.
Yeah, that's something, I guess, if I was to be most proud of it is working with our communities, and it's a bit of a shift, and I'll speak just from myself, it's a bit of a shift in how we sit alongside our community groups, not the overwatch, and more about sitting alongside, help them support when they hit some times of challenging times. I'm very proud of the work that's been done with the Heritage Society. More to come on that one, but we are in a good spot. We're going to protect our heritage and be able to tell our story and the artifacts. That'll happen in the new year and we'll bring that forward to Mayor and Council on our direction there. And currently, we've had sitting and working with our Vista Ridge community group there, and so we'll sort that through as well. And I can't say enough how important the over 100 of our social nonprofit groups and what they contribute, and they're from our perspective, the community investment program is vital to their sustainability, and that's the help and support of council in funding that, and it's just vitally important. It's become one of those foundational programs for our region that will stay for a long time.
That's right. A lot of great work being done by administration through the CIP to support the social profit sector.
Yeah.
What I'd like to talk about next, and that's just looking into 2026. And Mayor Bowman, tell us a little bit about the new council that Jody has referenced, and how are you working together? How are the priorities coming along? What are some of the priorities for this term?
Well,
What are your first impressions, I guess?
first impression, very optimistic. And as Jody mentioned, overwhelming amount of information was kind of fire hosed to the new council.
Appropriately.
Yeah, and fire hosed. They really, I think, out of the gate were very overwhelmed by the amount of information, and still coming.
Yeah.
And I think myself and the returning council, we kind of went back into, after election, back into work mode, kind of the same. So it was hard for us even to, I'm going to guess, like sympathize with the new council, because we've been doing this now for 4 years, this new information. So it's newly elected, as I was 4.5 years ago, it's a whole new world, and it's about information that you just don't realize, and the work that goes behind the scenes on things you don't know. So when you get into the role, it can be overwhelming, but everybody right now is doing amazing. I mean, a few stars on the council right now that are like getting into the community and really finding out the issues and bringing them back. Once we do our strategic plan with the new council, I think that will show us a lot of the direction we want to take. I don't think it's going to be too much different than before, but I do think there'll be different priorities might be identified, as well as some ideas we may not even considered. There's some really bright people on council right now, and I'm optimistic about this new council and how they work together. So far, it's been great. We've been to 2 conferences together, as well as a lot of community events together. We just did the seniors luncheon, which was highly attended by council, and I think the largest senior luncheon that's ever been.
Yeah, I think just under 600
which
participants.
And in 2021 there was 50 people. Yeah. So to move to this now just shows that growth and listen to the community. So I think that's where council moving forward is going to continue that engagement with the community, listen to the community, and make decisions on things that kind of improve the quality of life for residents.
Yeah, I've always heard that the election period, when that campaigning is happening, that's always the best time for engagement, because that's when the elected officials are hearing from, or those who want to be elected are hearing from the residents. Can you give us a glimpse into maybe some things that you had heard on the campaign trail that you want to bring forward as a priority in 2026, or even looking forward at the next term?
We want to see flood mitigation completed. That's one of the big things. See rural water and sewer come to a place where it's functioning and people are content with it. And my biggest thing is always kind of high level is our tax ratio and our relationship with industry in the province. And that's kind of my focus personally, is to maintain that and to know the province knows where we stand. And I want to maintain those lowest taxes that we have now. And the only way to do that is keep the relationship with industry and the province and make sure that we can keep delivering a balanced budget at the same time, giving people the service levels that they expect in this community.
Yeah, certainly a lot of good work to build on from the last term, and a lot of good things to come, I would imagine, for this term. From your perspective, or from an administration perspective, what are you seeing maybe for the first few months of 2026?
Moving forward, I continue to in a constant state of change. I'd like to change that narrative moving forward for the organization. More corrections versus change, but those corrections are well informed. Shared leadership, listening, making sure that we are making those changes for the right reasons, not just for the sake of change. We, as an organization, need to, I firmly believe, with as long as I've been here, need to reconnect or connect with our community differently, better, but differently. And that's through supporting council, because they are the voice of, they've been the voted body to be that spokesperson or spokespeople for our community. Through our council committees, making sure that those committees have a clear, I guess, mandate, and they're contributing to advising the direction and helping council with that. And then us, from us internally, supporting mayor and council. And I think you start to see some of those changes with our community relations team, our chief of staff and the adjustments that we're making there. An area that we're going to is the advocacy. We need to make sure that we are representing our region in both the government and with industry and within our own community bodies that are out there. And finally, I'll just say I want everybody to make sure that they keep things in perspective, and the mayor has said this over and over, that the success of this region leads to the success of the province, and it definitely leads to the success of our nation, Canada. And I don't want anyone to lose sight of that. So the work that you do here as a municipality to make this region successful is, it can't be overstated. So thank you to everybody in the organization that keeps our water, keeps us safe, keeps the roads clean, all of those things. It's vitally important. Absolutely.
Yeah, there's an important tie-in that the region has that I think we often forget. Like it is a huge impact to the well-being of the province, and even that spreads outward even to all of Canada. I know there's some, on a provincial and federal level, there's a lot of positive news about potential growth, and so that could be even a better news story for our region come 2026. So from a practical point of view, just wanted to note also a big thing coming up in that first quarter will be our budget.
Yes, that's a great time.
Yeah. So, I mean, normally folks they're used to seeing the budget come end of November, beginning of December, but because council is just newly elected and there's a lot of onboarding and that fire hose, just the receiving of information and understanding of processes and how things work. So there's going to be that interim budget for the first quarter, and then the full budget workshops will be coming first week of February. So that's a big project to maybe look forward to. I don't know if there's anything you want to preview from that either of
I can go kind of the way when budget I've done 4 now, so when it comes, my office looks like a war room with binders and everything, because I print everything.
Yeah.
So everything's in my office, and over the last 4 years, been several councillors basically hunker down in there for a few weeks and go through it line by line and item by item. Again, make sure we're fiscally responsible, but also delivering the services the community wants and the level they want.
Sure.
Because like our most important people, I think, in the community usually are our municipal staff, because no one notices it. But if your street's not plowed, you notice.
Yeah.
If your garbage is not picked up, you notice. If your street's not cleaned, you notice. If the ball field's not cut, you notice. So we really need to look at, when we do budgets, keep all that stuff in perspective, make sure we're giving that service level to the community, but at the same time being fiscally responsible, and not just building things for the sake of building them, but really take time to look at it. And I actually enjoy the budget time when you get to actually dig down deep in the whole organization of what everybody's doing, and you get to see what's coming forward and what's been on the books for years and maybe shouldn't be on there, what's on the books for years and we need to get it done.
Sure.
So that's kind of I look at the historical part of it and going back and in previous budgets and see what we've been kind of sitting on for years. And the Waterfront Park is one good example that we're getting put forward, and looking forward to that being completed.
Yeah, it's like an opportunity to advance initiatives, but also maybe kind of tweak things a little bit.
Yeah, and get it in the budget.
Yeah.
So it's budgeted for, it's taxed for, and we know what it is. So there's not things coming up just out of your back pocket and throw things onto council or onto administration to try to figure it out and try to find money for it. This is the time to get those projects in the budget. We're taxing for it, and that's how we're going to move forward.
Yeah, there you go. As we close out, as we close out this year, are there any Christmas or holiday wishes that you'd like to share?
For sure. Just everybody have a safe, happy holiday. Merry Christmas to everyone, and enjoy time with your family, and kind of a break away from work and the minutiae of the days, and take time to appreciate time with your families, and have a safe and happy holiday.
Awesome.
Yeah, same thing. Just intentionally make sure you're reconnecting with family. In the holiday season, it's about reconnecting and making sure that your support systems are recognized, and so have a very happy, safe, and healthy holidays.
Great. It's the best time of the year.
Yes, it is.
All right. Well, thank you, Mayor Bowman. Thank you, ICAO Butz. So to all of you, a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and thank you for joining us. Take care.
Thanks, Bobby. Thank you.